Hello guys, so today I'm going to talk to you about the base stats of a player. Because I know a lot of you see these four numbers and have honestly no idea what the hell it means. You just know the bigger the number is, the better it is. Basically, power is damage, technique's reflex, vitality is life, and speed is speed. Well, actually, it's really not that simple. So I'm just going to spend a few minutes telling you the exact equations, and in the comments I'm going to write them down because I know when you hear it, it's actually a bit harder to remember. So all of these stats are going to be affecting what is down here. Some of these things are not going to be affected by the stats, such as critical damage, damage decrease, penetration, critical resistance, counterattack resistance. Critical is affected. So basically it's dribble, steal, pass, action speed, critical, defense, hype, reflex, and recovery are all the affected stats. And I will also explain what recovery does while I'm at it, because I know a lot of people don't fully get it. So the first stat is going to be dribble. So how is dribble actually calculated? So the dribble value is going to be calculated in a not so complicated way actually. It's going to be 5 plus your power value, in my case 515. The plus value here is already counted within the 515th, plus the speed times 0.2. Now again, if you're looking at this player, it's a little bit higher because of the stones. So in this case, the reason why it's going to be higher is because I have a few stones increasing dribble. I think just for this example, I'm going to take a weaker character who has no stones whatsoever. Here, I'm going to take Lucid. So again, all you're going to see is the stats value that you have thanks to the managers. So again, if we're looking at the power, it's 5 plus 63, making it 68. And then we're going to take the speed of 61 multiplied by 0.2, making around, I'm starting to get really bad at math, making it around 12. And yes, that makes exactly 80. So that is the mathematical equation for dribble. Now, the mathematical equation for steal is exactly the same, except at the place of power, you're going to use technique. So I'm not going to just re-show it. I'm going to write them down in the comments. Now for pass, this is the one that matters when you're looking at a passer. There's a simple equation. It's free plus the technique multiplied by 0.8. So for example, this is 92. If we multiply by 0.8, it's going to be around something like 72, 73. And yes, it makes 76. So this again makes sense. For the action speed, especially for people using Volunteer who like to be fast, it's actually very hard to hire it. The rule is very simple. We take the base value, who is 30, and then we multiply it by the speed times 0.1. So in this case, it's a 61. So 30 plus 0.1 times 61 makes 30 plus 6.1. So again, this shows an average number, but in some calculations, it's going to use the real number. So if you have buffers, debuffs, in truth, this is a 36.1. So this is something a lot of people are just not going to notice. Then we have defense, who's the damage you're not going to take if you get hit after the calculations. So defense is, in this case, at 92. It looks at technique and vitality. The equation is always 0.2 times vitality and 0.8 times technique. So again, technique is very important for defense. It's majoritively defense-based. So I'm going to write them down for all of you guys. So I'm not going to do all the math, but I just want to say them out loud. Life points, hit points, however you want to call them, are much easier to calculate, and they have one stat that nothing else have. They're also based on your level. There's also reflex is going to be based on that. So life points are 20 plus your level times 0.8 plus your vitality times 1.8. So endgame wise, everyone is going to be level 60. So that basically means you're going to get 60 times 0.8, around 50 points out of there, plus vitality times 1.8. That's where you're going to get the real amount of points. On average, a player is going to have around 300 vitality, and that's going to pass him around 500 points. So in total, a regular player is going to have 600 base life. And then you're going to add all the totem effects. So that's why you always see 8, 9, 1000, because we use a lot of those. Now, reflex, the one thing a lot of people care about. Reflex is one of the two most complicated stats to calculate. They're reflex and critical. So reflex is 5 plus technique plus speed divided by 12, all of that divided by 4, divided by the level, plus 30, times 1,000. So again, it's a little bit complicated. I'm not even going to try to do it. I'll write it down for you guys. All you really need to know is higher your level is, the better it is, and the technique is the most important stat for reflex. And now I'm just going to finish off with the critical, who is also actually affected by your stats. Now, it's not going to be that high, and the stat who actually affects it the most is not going to be a stat a lot of people use. So critical is by base has a value of 0.05. To that, we add 0.3 power, we add 0.8 technique, and we add 0.4 speed, multiplied by 0.001, and then all of that is multiplied again back by 1,000. So again, I'm going to write all of these down, and then I think that basically, then there's the recovery rate. I forgot about that one. It's 0.03 times the power multiplied by 0.002 plus vitality times 0.002. So again, a small recovery rate is not that big of a problem. It doesn't affect the time it takes you to revive, but it's going to affect with how much life points you revive with. So this value multiplied by 100, so basically remove the comma, is the amount of life points you're going to get 2 minutes after you revive. So in the case of Lucid, in this scenario, when she revives, she would have 44 points. This is something that's only going to matter for frontline and midline players. In backline, it's usually not relevant because one shot and they're dead and they're just going to try to block the ball anyway. So I hope this has helped you understand. Again, a lot of these equations are complicated, so they're going to be put down in the comments. And I just did this because I know a lot of you guys are looking at the new managers, especially some of you who have already Selena and Eve, the school uniform, or seeing the new Selena, are trying to understand which one's better, what's good for my team. I'm lost. I don't understand what power, technique, vitality, and speed actually means. So I hope this helps you understand it, and that you'll understand exactly what managers are more suited for your team. Have a good day.